against Butterbean tonight is Bill Johnson. He is from North Dakota. He is 28 years of age. 211 pounds is what he weighed in. And he has a professional record of 6-2-1 with 4 knockouts. He has been knocked out twice. And his opponent is the king of the 4-rounders. 6 foot, 346 pounds. Eric Esch is his name, but everybody knows him as Butterbean. Butterbean 54-1-2 with 41 knockouts in his career. Only loss in 1995. He was knocked out in the 2nd round by Mitchell Rose. And Teddy, we have a 135-pound weight difference in the ring. That does not bode well for Mr. Johnson.
Well, it depends how good he can fight. The smaller guys can beat bigger guys. If, and that's an if, they can fight.
See Butterbean's average weight over the last couple of years. He is getting bigger and bigger, not only in notoriety and popularity, but in physique.
We look at the disadvantage of weight, Johnson and Butterbean, but the advantage that Johnson wants to look at is obvious. Speed, mobility.
Butterbean, for all of his antics and for the way he is, loves to entertain. He's a great people person. He'll mingle and sign autographs and just hang out with anybody. And Teddy, we've seen, you know, over the last couple of years, or at least the last year or so, I mean, he does have a couple of skills. I mean, he's not...
And he has improved.
Yeah, he has improved. Now, he gets the benefit of the doubt in a lot of his decisions. Had that draw in Ohio on Friday Night Fights against Jason Farley. Could have lost that fight. He's had a couple others where he will get the benefit of the doubt, but
right here, he's trying to inch his way in. Here's a good example. He knows his limitations, and that's important to know. Butterbean doesn't want to chase after Johnson and maybe leave himself a little bit open for quick counters. So he's trying to goad his man into coming forward, and he's walking his man. He's not reaching. He's not putting himself in a position where he can leave himself open. He knows that could easily happen if he gets over anxious.
Bill Johnson is making this ring that is barely 18 feet by 18 feet inside the ropes look like a 24-foot ring.
Also, Butterbean knows that Johnson's not looking to throw a lot, so it's not like he's in danger of being outscored. Johnson can't win just by moving. So Butterbean, as I said, doesn't want to leave himself open. Wants to walk in, inch his way in, not leave himself open.
Well, Teddy, you know, this is a very un-Butterbean-like opponent. You know, he's been in against the Peter McNeelys and, you know, all the other guys that we've had him on against. Usually big guys, slow of foot, who throw some wild, wide punches, and Butterbean's able to step in and be Butterbean and electrify the crowd. This is not a typical Butterbean opponent. This is a guy that actually knows how to move from side to side.
And sees the weight advantage that you talked about, sees his advantage of being able to move. Oh, he didn't get hit there. He didn't get hit there. He acted like a guy who, I hate to say it, but for a second there, he looked like he was looking for a sore spot.
Well, was it ruled a knockdown?
No.
No, it was a
And
slip.
it should have been. The referee did his job. But that Johnson acted a little weird there for a second there.
Teddy, I did so many Floyd Mayweather fights in the amateur ranks, and I worked his fights in the Olympics, and obviously Floyd Sr. spent 4.5, 5 years in a federal penitentiary on drug charges in Michigan, and all Floyd Jr. ever talked about was, you know, my father, when I was a kid, would lift me up and show me the ropes of boxing, and when my dad gets out of jail, I want to lift him up, and I want to be there with him, and we have a bond that's unbreakable, and it really is a shame to see what money and ego has done now that father and son were reunited in the pro ranks and have had tremendous success.
Well, you know, they have a saying in boxing, they have a saying in professional sports or any endeavors. When a guy is real special, which Floyd Mayweather Jr. looked, they say, the only guy that can beat this guy is himself. And you know what? That could be real telling that saying can really fit in that situation.
HBO has made some huge financial offers to Floyd Jr. He has turned his back on them. Obviously, he has his side of the story. Floyd Sr. is here tonight. He worked one of the undercard bouts. But it really is a shame when you know the full scope of the story dating back to the amateur and how Floyd Jr. felt about his father. But right now, unfortunately, professionally, those two just cannot coexist. Butterbean and Bill Johnson going at it here in round 2. Johnson spent the first round just walking away from Butterbean and circling left and right. In fact, in the first round, there were only 40 punches thrown combined. Johnson landed 4 of 25, and Butterbean landed 2 of 15. And I almost have to score that round 10-10 based on the fact that nothing happened.
Well, at least Butterbean pressed the fight, so he gets a 10-9 for me. This guy's not trying to make a fight, Johnson that is, at all. But it's Butterbean's responsibility to press it a little bit now. I know he doesn't want to leave himself open, leave himself vulnerable, but it's his job. He's the entertainer. It's his job to do what he just did. Hey, that's not a real knockdown. I'm telling you, Johnson's looking to quit.
I mean,
get a commissioner here. Get this guy out of here.
Oh, I mean,
no, that's a joke. I mean, the guy, you can see the way he's fighting. He's just trying to survive. And then Butterbean gets in, lands something on the body, and he goes down like he was shot with a pellet gun.
He got tapped on the upper ribs.
I said it earlier. We both said it earlier. In the first round, he was acting a little strange when he looked like he wanted to fall down, but he realized that he couldn't stay down with that punch because it wasn't legitimate enough.
Well, Johnson does score with a right hand on Butterbean.
Looked like in the first round, Johnson had ideas of finding a soft spot, and he changed his mind. Oh, now that's, I mean, we got Ron Shelton here, the movie director. That would be a shot that you would want on your movie set.
Shot to the body.
Now that's ridiculous. I know it's not me or you taking the punches in there, but we got to call him right. That's a joke.
Yeah, you know,
that's a joke.
Esteban Pizarro got knocked out by Vasily Girov with a left hand to the body and a perfectly placed right cross.
Let's see a replay on this.
Well, we should see a replay of both of them. I mean, you know.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I think he was going down before that punch even landed.
Cue knockdown. All right, this is the first one here in round 2. This one was very comical, Teddy. Watch the punch here. It's a right hand to the upper rib cage.
It didn't even land. It glanced off. That uppercut didn't even land. The guy already had the idea going down.
Because he did stumble, and now let's watch how it ends. And Johnson leaves his body exposed. You see wide punch, and there's a shot.
Off the elbow.
And there's one to the ribs. And
look at that. And then he didn't go off that body shot. He went off, supposedly, he went off that left hook. If I read the choreography right, let me look at it. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was off the left hook.
You got to check out the script. And Butterbean throws his gloves into the crowd, the adoring crowd. And this was...
I mean, I've choreographed some fight scenes, and I'm telling you, the actors have let the punches get closer to them than Johnson did.
Okay, well, we're not saying that this was choreographed, but Bill Johnson had absolutely no intention of
It's a very best
fighting.
He quit.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the first one was ridiculous, and then the second one was just as bad. So Butterbean gets a win, but, you know, the crowd didn't even get to see what they wanted. Butterbean in a slugfest against a jackrabbit, and Ron Johnson, timber.